There we go. Another beautiful, beautiful day in Tokyo today. Unfortunately, it's garbage day today. This is the special garbage day. Second Monday in the month, I think it is. And the guy in the antique shop has put out some stuff. I saw some paint cans there. He's got some old umbrellas, paint cans. So it's holding down our liftoff. Nani, Asakusa seems more like home. What's this? Good morning, good morning. Showed up early, Soka. I thought you're going to show up late. I really get it confused all the time here. Okay, good morning, good morning. We're going to have a busy one, I think, this morning here. A couple of things. One, this is our show and tell. It's going to be an unboxing show and tell this morning. Really, really nice one. Talk about it a bit later. And actually, it'll be a bit of a longer show and tell. There's no way we can cover that in 15 minutes this time. So it won't be half an hour, but whatever, sometime after we've cleared 1 hour. Oh, this is my ticket from last night. I went for a walk yesterday. It was a beautiful, beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, and I went for a walk down the river. I chatted about this before. I went 1 week. I walked down to where? I don't know, Ryogokubashi, where the sumo wrestlers arena is, and walked back. And I was thinking, hey, cool. I walked all the way down there. Yesterday, I left at noon exactly, and it was a nice, nice day, and I just kept going south. Just kept going. Cross the river, go down, go down. There's walking paths both sides, almost all the way down clear. When one side is blocked by construction, you cross a bridge and keep going on the other side. Then I walked to Takeshiba Pier. Takeshiba Pier. It took 5 hours. Got there at, 4 hours. Got there at 4. And took a ferry back. Nice ferry. Dropped me right here at Asakusa. And I've been in Japan now 36 years, and I've never been on one of these before. Never been on one of these things. And it really is a thing. You see the upper deck. This is where I was yesterday, on the upper deck. And 3 or 4 times during the cruise there, the guy comes upstairs and says, okay, everybody, get ready. And we're all like, what are you talking? Get ready. He says, okay, duck down. You can see the next bridge. There's no clearance. So if people stand there like this, they're going to get smashed. So we have to duck down below the level of that railing. And the boat goes over, and it's scary. The steel, this boat's moving along, and the steel beams are, you could reach up and touch it. And he's like, no fooling around, just duck down, duck down. No, my keyboard is not warped. It's a cover. It's a cover. We keep a cover on it. I'm trying to keep this computer in good condition. It might depend on the tide. Maybe we hit it yesterday just that the tide was up, because the bottom area of that river it's a tidal river. And it was high, literally. We had to duck down below the level of that railing. People would get killed. These are giant steel beams, and away we go. So. Okay, we are moving forward. I did extra work the other day before I went on my little walk yesterday. I did some clearing. This top area is now cleared. I cleared around the bottom dog. We haven't cut all his hair yet, but the little pup, I've cleared around him. And that's it. So we just got a few more hairs to carve here. Then there'll be some persuading, and then we're good to go. Paper is out. Double pack. Suga-san is in this morning. She is finishing up a group of owls. And once she's finished the owls, she starts on a batch of 80 copies of the print for the 4th month this year, April. So you can see what I did. I took the chisel and I carved away all the waste wood that I could see around the dog. It's like we did with the calligraphy. Remember, I took away the waste first, just leaving the fine lines. And that's what we're doing today. The waste is already gone. Oh, also, something else. You can help me with this. We can do this now before the stream gets too busy. I have this morning says he banged them. I have two microphones. We're doing a mic test today. At the moment, you're hearing me through the mic we've been using for this stream for ever and ever. And what I want to do is I've got another mic, which I've been testing while I've been walking outside, and it seems to have a much higher gain. And this is good or bad, I'm not sure. So what I would like to do at the moment is unplug one of the mics and plug in the other mic. And I'd like you to tell me if there's a big difference or better or worse. Not stereo at the moment. Only one of them is plugged in, the one on my right hand. Right. I'm going to unplug this and see as I plug in. It'll be maybe noisy while I unplug it. Excuse me just a sec. Here we go. Unplug. And plug back in. We are now on our new microphone. Is it any difference? Is it any better? Is it any worse? No idea. I'm not really testing for streaming here. This mic we're going to be using for something else. There is static. There's noise in it. There's hum. Okay, let's take it out. That's funny because it's really fixed now, bad, worse. Much more noise. Okay, I'll back to the original. But that's funny because in my tests, plugging it in directly into my Zoom recorder, it was crystal clear, crystal clear. All right, back to the drawing board. Any ideas? Because it worked crystal clear when plugged directly into the Zoom recorder. Was I holding something electronic next to it? Well, yeah, I was holding the other microphone next to it and the computer. Whatever. Yeah, one more quick test then. I'm still on the first original mic. I'll plug it out. Testing, 1, 2, 3. That plug might be loose then. Is that what's going on? No sound. Back. Good now. Sound. The audio is good now. This is the new mic, the one that you told me was buzzing a moment ago. It sounds fantastic. It sounds good. It's the mic that was buzzing a moment ago. Okay, I don't know. Me and audio, just all my life, even back when I was in bands, me and audio never, ever, ever worked together well. I don't know why. I see, because this mic is more sensitive. Maybe what you're hearing is the fan from the computer. If I turn around so that my back blocks the fan, is it better now? That could be what it is. It's just so sensitive. Yeah, so maybe what you're hearing is the fan. Okay, if I put the mic then away from put the other side of my body. Okay, it's away from the computer now. Yeah, that's the next step. If we use this, then go to OBS and do the setup in there. Okay, it's okay to leave this in for a while. Is that it? Let's do some work. One thing I've had trouble with the YouTube videos is I've been using that same mic that we've been using, and when we try to boost the gain, the background noise gets boosted. So I would like a bit of a more sensitive mic for doing the YouTube videos. And it looks like this might be the answer then. Okay, dog hair. What did you do in the war, Daddy? I carved dog hair. Ah, no. Sharpening. I forgot. When I was doing that rough clearing yesterday, I broke the tip. And I let it run thinking they would be pleased to see sharpening on the stream. So here we are. It's a broken tip, so we need a major sharpening here today. We have to run back to the 400 grit stone. That one. Garbage man. The advanced guy ran down the street. Oh no, it's the Yoshibori man, not the garbage man. Black cream you see is, of course, it's steel, pieces of steel coming off the knife. We just can't quite see the guy, the back of his truck. A lot of steel coming off today. It was really broken, you know. That'll do us. Let's cut the angle. The blade is indeed getting short, and I was thinking just now when I started sharpening, should I pull it out or leave it? I think this is the last time. Then when it comes next time, we're going to have to open up all the tape here and pull it out. It is indeed short. Who is that that's noticing that? Fly fish. Do I have the link to the place we ordered the mini stone? I don't have that handy. If you drop me an email, we can send it to you. We just got it on Amazon. Much less grey on this one. Of course, we're taking away much less metal. I guess it's not visible. My fingers, I'm running on the table. Hey, as a guide, my finger is running on the table here. So as one finger is holding the blade here, my other finger behind it here. So these two fingers are running together. So there's no worry about blade wobbling, wobbling, wobbling. It's blade on the stone, this finger here on the table. And they're just running parallel, straight up and down, straight up and down. And my arm is moving like this, straight out, parallel. So it really, really helps stay flat. Really, really helps stay flat. We've got two stones here. Aoyama-san has been asking me to compare. The one I just used, which was the one I just used? No, this one was the one I just used. He said, check the font. That'll tell you if it's Chinese or Japanese. So, God, this Japanese one. That's the Chinese one. This is the Japanese one, which is working fine. And then to finish off, we need the dressing stone. What's it called? Shiageto, the finishing stone. And for that, we use natural stone rather than a slick. You can barely feel anything. It's like rubbing across a piece of marble or something. Take off the tip and put a bevel on the back. And we are home free. Okay, finally, sorry, late start. Let's get to work at last. Sorry about that. Get everything located again. Nice. A wheelchair, I mean, what's the sound? Okay, good. Finally carving done. There's the first stage here. Can we get closer? I don't think we can get any closer, you know. There's the work just done just now. Those 6. WD-40 and A, so we have that here too. On the walk yesterday down the river, you know, again, part of it was just for going for a walk, part of it was a sound test. I took my little Zoom recorder, and I took this new mic. I'm trying to find good locations for doing sort of, you know, outside talking and walking and podcasting and stuff, so. You know. But the part of the problem, of course, is that the mic that we're using here seems to be really so sensitive that when we use it outside, it picks up stuff that I had no idea was there, you know. I played back part of it last night, and what's this sound in the background? And it's like jet planes going overhead that I hadn't even noticed and stuff like that, you know. So I don't know. The garbage man. In and gone. On the trot, isn't he? I was curious whether they were going to take that garbage, those paint cans and stuff. And there's a bit of an unbalanced situation happening here. The way the garbage is paid for is if you're a resident here, if you live here, you pay city taxes, of course, whatever, and everything else. And garbage is covered by their city taxes. So if you live somewhere here, at least this is the local situation here in Taitoku. Residential garbage is picked up for, quote, free, unquote, meaning you pay for it through your taxes. But commercial garbage is not. And if you've got a relatively small business, like the scale of ours, you're allowed to put your garbage out together with the residential garbage, but you must pay for it. And you do that by going to the convenience store and buying stickers, garbage seals. You can buy 10 liter, 20 liters, 45 liters, whatever. So when we put out our garbage here at Mokuhankan, we put these stickers on it. And you're supposed to put the business name. You write your business name on it, Mokuhankan. But if you live here, you don't do this. So the guys picking up garbage as they run down the street, they're actually supposed to be making these decisions. Is this a residential garbage bag? Is it a commercial garbage bag? If it's commercial, it needs a sticker. If the sticker's not there, they reach into their truck cab and pull out like a warning label, a red label, and they slap it on the bag and leave it there. And it says, we didn't pick up this garbage because it didn't have the correct seal. But what happens in practice is that guy there with the antique store, he just puts his garbage out with no seals. It's sort of a challenge to the garbage man, you know, like, whatever, I live here, you know. Now, he doesn't, he commutes here, and it's just a business. But for the most part, the guys, as you've seen, just run down the street, throwing the garbage in the truck, you know. It's sort of an honor system. I feel a tad frustrated because as I myself look down the street on garbage days and stroll down there and see the stickers and stuff, I see that basically nobody else is using these stickers, even when they are clearly, you know, it's a business. the larger businesses, the big restaurants and stuff, it's clear. There's nobody living there and it's a restaurant, so they don't even try this. They all hire commercial garbage trucks to come and pick it up, and that usually happens during the night. They put it out when they close their restaurant, and then at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, the commercial garbage comes down. He's got his route. He knows to pick up in front of X restaurant, Y restaurant, stuff like that. There's no seals. He just knows his route. We have had garbage rejected and all. Soon when we entered the Corona thing and the girls are not here in the shop and Dave is sort of taking care of all these details, I ran out of garbage seals and just put some out anyway. And I had put out some cardboard down at the end of the street, And the guys saw this batch of cardboard with no sticker. And on the outside of it, I had been careless. I had left, the original addressing labels and wrapping labels and stuff on this cardboard. So the guy made a quick jog back here and said, "Hey, Mokohankan, sorry, but that's commercial. Put some stickers on it, So they will, if they do feel like it, and if they know, and if they can catch it, and they've got a moment to spare, they will, they will try and keep you in line. There's no hostility. It's complete friendly. The guy came friendly, please come on, play the rules, put the stickers on, There was no threatening and hostility and stuff. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I actually live here, should we not put stickers on? The thing is, though, the garbage we have here is commercial garbage. I live here and throw out bento boxes and stuff, and I suppose, if I split my garbage into 2 parts here, Dave could put out his private little garbage from his 7-Eleven packaging and stuff like that, and then Mokohankan could put their garbage out with the seal. And if the guy decided to hassle me, I'd just tell him, "Hey, that's my personal garbage, there's the shop garbage." So yeah, I suppose we could do that, I suppose. And when we first took this building, there was a couple living upstairs on the 3rd floor, and they put their garbage out as a residential thing, so yeah. But I'm a square guy, whatever, I'll pay the garbage stickers, it's okay, I've got to pay for this stuff somehow, it's my taxes anyway, whatever. But I think the guy in the antique shop, he pushes it a bit too far sometimes, whatever. Anyway, he's a nice guy, fair enough. Also to emphasize, that's the rules here in Taitoku. This is not Japanese rules. Every city makes its own garbage setup. Garbage is handled at a municipal level in Japan. The national government has nothing to do with garbage collection. It's all municipal. So it's different everywhere. The place, my actual home back in Ome, has very, very different garbage rules from Taitoku here. Very different. It's much stricter out there in Ome, much stricter. The classifications are more detailed, and they're really strict about not picking up. The guys have a whole book of different labels in the truck of the cab of their truck, and if your garbage doesn't match exactly, it's all got to be in transparent packages so they can see what's inside. So, and if it doesn't match, they just won't take it, and they'll slap a sticker on. much more strict out there. There's like 20, I think the last time I counted, there's like 20 classifications for the garbage. And here in Taitoku, it's just like 4 or 5. There's the burnable, and there's the non-burnable plastic stuff. Then there's cans and bottles. And then there's the cardboard, of course. And then there's sodaigomi, the big stuff if you want to throw away a chair or a sofa or something. You have to call them and make a reservation. What happens if someone doesn't obey the system and the garbage piles up? It is here in Taitoku and out there in Ome. There was 2 different kinds of problems there. Out in Ome, you'll find this in any area in Japan. There's some small apartment buildings with 1-room apartments built. So it's young people living there. They've just left home. They've got a job. They're living by themselves for the first time. They're in what's called a 1-room, and they don't obey the garbage rules at all. They'll throw it out there any day of the week and stuff like this. And first step, what happens is the neighborhood association, whoever is the block leader, after this has been going on for 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever, the block leader will knock on the door one evening and say, please, this is a community, please, cooperate. If the kid doesn't, then that's it. He throws the garbage out, and we, the community members, just clean it up and sort it out, ready for the guys to take. At some point, it doesn't matter. That kid's going to move on and leave. He'll grow up, whatever. Nothing you can do about it. There's no fighting, there's no stress. There's a reminder once, and that's pretty much all that it will be. Here downtown, it's a different problem. What happens is people coming out of the bars at night, they will throw their garbage on the street. Or maybe it happened last night. They saw the paint cans out there. It's Monday morning garbage. But the people who just walk along the street don't know and don't care. So they will put their garbage next to it. And once you put one piece of garbage out, it collects more garbage. And that's our problem. The guy he couldn't take burnable garbage today because that's the different kind of truck. So they would just leave it on the street, and then it becomes our problem. There's not much. People play the game here for the most part, People play the game. Oh, Andy the artist, you have to label it with your name. Well, whatever, the young kids wouldn't even bother doing that. So, it's not a big problem, If an individual is causing problems, the community steps in and takes care of it, If the community can't handle it, it'll escalate and the city will come in and take care of it, Okay, something I should do. What time is it now? It's just past 8:30. There is going to be a show and tell at the end of the stream today. Excuse me. And it needs a bit of preparation. I'm not quite sure how much to do this. I chatted with the mods about this earlier today. I'll do one thing. Let me pop in the link today. This is the selection of goods, the auction that we are going to see in the show and tell today. I'll give you a chance to have a look at it. So you can study up on it. Oh, it's there, quoting me, beat me to it. Okay, that's the auction. And if somebody's curious about how this works, what you can do is, if you want to study up on what are called kanshi, I don't have a Wikipedia link for this, but Google up kanshi. If you want to get interested in what we're going to have a look at today in our show and tell. And this page here, which teaches a lot of stuff about the Japanese calendar. Oh, okay, so the mods here are putting some links in. Okay, so there's more than you want to know there. But if you do want to learn more about these prints that we're going to be looking at today, there's some links for it. We're going to start the show and tell today earlier because there's 24 prints in that package, and I want to have a look at all of them. I know roughly what's in there because I bought it. I can see the auction pictures, but the photographs on the auction are really low res, and I can't read any of the dates on the prints. And I'm really curious about the dates. We may have a real find here. Some of those dates could actually be late Edo. And the guy was an idiot to put those things up on 24 separate auctions, on one auction. He should have put them up over time on 24 auctions. And he could have got a factor of 10 or much more of money. He was lazy, absolutely lazy. Was that a kindergarten that just went by? I heard a bunch of kids' voices. I didn't see them. Was that kids? Well, the prints there, there's text on them because they are poetry surimono. For the most part, it's poetry you're seeing there, and there's no way I'm going to sit here and translate it for you. I can't read it myself. A normal Japanese person can't read that either. This is archaic stuff. And I honestly didn't expect to get that auction. I started bidding on it, thinking that, well, let's try this, but almost certainly it will go much higher. Because 24 prints from the mid-Meiji era, perhaps Edo era, they're a little bit dirty, they're not in great condition, but they are what they are. And I expected it to go much, much higher than it did. Coming nicely, so very nice. Very, very, very pleasant work. Very pleasant work. It's good wood. I got a good sharpening on the blade. It's perfect curves. This is as good as it gets. Dave was born in the same town I live in. It's weird hearing him mention it. You mean Halifax? I'm not the only one in this chat who was born there. There's somebody else here. My mother, of course, if she's dropping in this morning, she was also born there, of course. I certainly don't remember anything about it. I remember nothing. Halifax General Hospital, I say. Which way do we go here? Let's. That's the new style, John. Those bikes, that's the new style. What we know is the mamachari, and they have been, they're gone. Well, they still exist, but nobody buys them anymore. Not a lady with kids. The new style for the people with kids is the one you saw. It's a low rider. It's really low slung. The wheels are smaller, and the whole center of gravity is really dropped low. The kid is on the back in a special enclosure which really hovers over the wheel. The idea is to make this thing impossible to fall over. Very, very low center of gravity. complete enclosed space for the kit at the back. It's removable, a rain shield, wind shield, snow, And most of them are electric assist as well. They are expensive and they have become the standard. Completely transformed over the past, certainly 10 years, less than that, really, the last 5 years, total transformation. You still talking about Yorkshire? Oh, my mother is here. Good morning, Mom. How you doing? Tease the show tetlees, soka, soka. Okay, I'll catch this later. So. This is indeed the wood carving with the dogs. We're on probably this may be the last day that you see this today. I don't know. Sometime this afternoon I'll finish carving out this dog. I'll then take the persuader and clear this. So this might be the last time you'll see this. The next stream will be, for me, it'll be Thursday. What I'll be doing by then, I'm not sure. It depends on what other jobs get interrupting, as always. What's next for me, I'm not sure. I know, as I said the other day when we were chatting about this, I may be taking this set of blocks to completion the whole thing myself, or I may be passing on the color blocks to somebody else and then moving ahead myself with the next key block. This is still undecided. Next few days we'll see. After the key block's finished and I can see something about the color breakdown, we'll be making that decision. But it could be I'll be passing on the color blocks. The target goal for getting this carving job is the end of the month here. And it's now, today's the 15th, I guess, right? So we get a couple of weeks left. So 2 weeks to do these color blocks. It's an easy time, but I also still have lots of extra on my plate here. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Also, there's another tiny bit of news. It might be of interest to some of you out there. I know Cameron and I recently have found that there's been a flood. There's always lots, but recently there's been a flood of people asking us about paper. Where can I get paper? What do you recommend? What does Dave use? What can I use? There's been an endless stream of people asking us about paper, and clearly now it's becoming really critical out there. People who live overseas and want to try this kind of printmaking are really having trouble getting stable supply of useful paper. And there really isn't a whole lot we can do about it on the face of it. Our own paper supplier is very expensive and has a limited production capability. So we can't simply just buy more from him and sell it. We can't recommend people to buy from him because he won't take single small orders. So on the face of it, we have no advice to give anybody. That's why we've been sort of waffling on this for a long time. So what I've done is I wrote a letter to the people at the Awagami factory a while back, because they are, they're good people. They are really trying to do a good job, trying to make decent papers, trying to put them in the market. They're hip to the internet. So I wrote to them outlining my problem, that I'm asked almost daily to recommend paper. And my question to them was, look, do you have something, or can you make something, or can we start something that would be suitable for these people? And they jumped on us, and their rep is coming over this afternoon. So they've sent somebody, they've put somebody on this right away, which is really good news. They're hip to this stuff, these people. So an Awagami rep is coming over here this afternoon to talk more about this. Not what I need, because we're not going to buy paper from them, but what kind of thing do you think could be useful for the market? And boy, do I have some ideas on that. And it looks like they're open to suggestions. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of this. I should have thought of this years ago, maybe commission some good workshop to make some paper at a reasonable price. So Karen's got it. So 100% kozo, sized, heavy, but not too heavy. But the problem is the price break, because as soon as you make paper 100% kozo, and if it's got lots of kozo in it, it starts to get expensive. It's a Japanese person. It's not Craig. I don't know Craig. I don't know anybody called Craig there. It's a Japanese lady. I guess she lives in Tokyo or near Tokyo, and I guess she is their local rep or whatever. I don't know the details about this. She's coming over at 2 o'clock this afternoon. just to see, like, okay, Dave, explain to me, what do you want? You know, what's going on? So, and we'll see. We'll take it from there. Maybe nothing will happen. I don't know. The garbage there, this is, as I mentioned, this is one of those commercial garbage trucks. This is, of course, the hot dog stand. They're clearly a commercial outfit, so the city will not pick up their garbage. Never would pretend to. So these guys have hired a commercial garbage truck. In this case, instead of coming in the middle of the night, this one comes at this time of the morning, and he has a key. Well, he doesn't have a key. He knows how to get a key. What they have is they have a lock box. Hanging on the wall outside their shop is a little tiny box with a numbered keypad on the top of it. And he comes up and he types in the number. The box pops open, and that's the key to their shutter. He opens the shutter, and they've left the garbage inside the shutter. He takes the garbage, and away they go. So the staff isn't there yet, and they won't be there yet for another hour or so. But he has access to the shutter. So lots of shops have this, lots of them. It's funny, you know, a shop leaving a key outside. Lots of the restaurants have this system because the food deliveries and stuff here need to be made early in the morning. This district gets way too busy for lots of heavy trucks during the day. So lots of the food and vegetable deliveries and stuff are made early in the morning. So the food truck will come down, park. He goes to the restaurant, keys it in, types in the number, grabs the key, opens the shutter, and leaves the food containers inside the shutter. It's vacuuming over at the hotel. They're late today, Tisha. All right, how's our time? I know, as I said, this show and tell, it's 9:02. Okay, let's do this. Let me finish this little row here, and then let's switch to show and tell. We will have a very, very early show and tell here today because we have a ton of prints to look at. I don't just want to flip through them quickly. I want to have a look at those things and figure out some dates. So let me just finish off this corner and strap in for a show and tell. Well, we've actually got a fair amount of work done this morning, you know. What did I do? It's this one zone, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see how it goes, you know, it's quite efficient. If I had nothing else going on, I'd be finished this in another hour, I guess. And away we go. Do some persuading. This block would be done by noon if I had nothing else to do. This is efficient stuff. Am I planning to go back home anytime in the future? No. I mean, home is now, here. Home is home. Home is where I am. Home is here. But it's funny, the language thing, when you mention that, because if I'm speaking to some Japanese person, whatever, this is pre-corona. Corona, there's no flights now. But when there's flights, somebody in Japanese would ask me, when are you going home? Because the verb is different. If I speak in Japanese, say that I'm going to go to Canada tomorrow. Ashita Kanada e ikimasu. I will go to Canada tomorrow. But I'm not supposed to say that. As a Canadian, I'm supposed to say Kanada e kaerimasu. I will return to Canada. Just that's the language structure. So someone a shopper might say to me here, "It's kairu desu ka? When will you go home?" And I'm like, I'm due to go in February. Nigatsu ikimasu. I will go in February. And their head goes sideways because I've used the wrong verb, and they think it's because I'm bad at speaking Japanese, but whatever. You like my light switch, do you? The thing is, the bulb here, it's on the same switch as the lights above my head. So I could have left that on and turned it off above my head, but then the whole bench goes dark. So it's okay. It's okay. This is a low-tech workshop. Okay, here we go. Now I said I know what's inside because that's the auction, but what the condition is, what these are like, let's find out. Let's have a look at it. I've already sent the link. They have used this tape. It's the nice peel-off tape. What's really fun is when people send it's bubble wrap or something, when it's a bubble wrap package, the normal sticky tape destroys the bubble wrap and we can't reuse it. And I'm always trying to cut the little pieces and reuse them and whatever. So it's too bad I'm not going to reuse this anyway. But if it had been a bubble wrap package, this would have saved me saved it to me. After 3 years in Tokyo, I was saying things in Japanese I would have never have said in English. Oh, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at there, but after you become more and more fluent in this language, your personality changes because the language, Japanese language, requires a different way of speaking. In English, I can do this. We talked about that in the last video. I can speak strongly in English, but I can never do that in Japanese. Tape on top of tape on top of tape. Oh, this person is, look at this. See what they've done? They folded over the end of the tape so you can peel it off. But that wasn't like that on the outside. Interesting. I like this. It's nice, neat wrapping. Oh, bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. So this is an example. So we can get this tape off. I will be able to, here it is, fold it over. This is what I mean. Look, I can use the bubble wrap again. This tape is to die for. I don't know what it's called. In we go, in we go. Sorry about the noise. That must be great on this microphone. I don't know what it's called. It's on the usual tape sticks like crazy and it tears apart the stuff underneath. Here we go. This is a really good person. They've really done a nice job, very, very nice job. It's going to take us half an hour to get inside here. It's not masking tape. Masking tape has a lower tack. This has a stronger tack than masking tape. I mean, I know masking tape. This is stronger than masking tape. You would never use masking tape to wrap back package for shipping. This is stronger than that. This is stuck. Look, it's tearing the paper. So it's not masking tape, but I don't know. It's a new type of tape. Here we go. Oh, where? No prints. They've taped it down so it doesn't slide. Here's the part, sellotape. This is this is the part where we screwed up, sellotape. Okay, we can get them out of there. Okay, here we go. These are nice prints. Okay, what we're looking at, I chatted a little bit about it before. We're looking at surimono prints, the genre of prints that started back in about 1820, 1830, 18 whatevers, and went through for about 100 years. And they are prints that were not sold in shops. They're prints that weren't made for commercial reasons. They were made by, there's a couple of different types, and we'll see both of those types here. This first one is an announcement surimono. And I got to tell you right away, I'm not going to be able to read even the slightest part of what we're going to be able to see here. So I cannot translate this for you as we go on the fly. I can give you general about this. This is an here, there's their two types. This is an announcement type surimono. My guess is it's something to do with the theater. Maybe it's a guy changing his name or doing something. He wants to make an explanation of what's going on. So they have this written up and commission a woodblock printmaking workshop to make 100 or 200 copies, whatever, and they would then send them to people. This would have been folded. It would have been folded in an envelope. We'll see. Well, look, this next one here. Look at this. This is, my God, this person. There's 4 fold marks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has been folded and put into an envelope and presented to people. And this one is the second type. It's the poetry collection. It's a group of people who do poetry, and once a year or so, or from special occasions, they would gather together, one poem from each member, commission a workshop, a printmaking workshop, to make a presentation surimono. And each of the members would get one, and they would exchange them with members of other poetry groups. The point being, it wasn't for commercial sale. So these guys could spend good money in this. And this first one we saw, I don't know if you can see it. Well, you can't because it's all faded out. This is full of metallic pigments. It's all going to show dark brown. Now it's oxidized. This is, it looks like copper and it looks like bronze. There may be some silver, I don't know. It's all totally oxidized. But all those patterns you see are done in metal pigments on top of this. This would have been as gaudy as you can come. Yeah, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. We're going to be doing both here, back and forth, back and forth. Now, dates. We're going to have fun today with the dates. I don't see a date that's readable to me on top of this first one. It might be that. I'm not quite sure. Going by the pictures I saw in the auctioneer, there are going to be some dateable ones here, and let's get to those in a minute when we get through the stack here. What's at the bottom left of the first one? No idea. And these are on most of them are on super rich, thick, fluffy hosho paper, and there's not a trace of sizing. It's soft paper, and you will see as we go through, I saw in some of the photographs in the auction, you will see pilling. The paper is unsized. And how we actually did this, we don't know. Let me get through here, because we're going to get to this, talk about the dates. Oh, is that the stain you were talking about? Yes, these are not in great condition. In this case, the poems would all be on a theme. They would have assigned the group a theme to do the poetry on, and the picture here will be some reflection of that theme. It could be a seasonal thing. This is autumn. She has collected a basket of autumn stuff. There's pampas grass, maybe the cosmos flowers. So absolutely there will be an autumn theme to this poetry. And the group would have a beautiful, beautiful souvenir of, maybe it was of some event where they gathered together to make poems, or as I said, as a presentation for other group members. Soft, rich paper. I'm so happy to get these. Again, I see no date on this one. We will get some with a date any minute now. They date mostly, I think, from the mid-late 1800s, from 1860, 70, 80, 90. Maybe a couple of them are in the 1900s. This was a spring one. Clearly we've got blossoms here. And I was so happy to get this auction. I was stunned when the bidding dropped, the bidding stopped. I bid 24,000 on the auction page, and I expected it to go 10 times that more. And there's no way I could afford to do that because we're on a budget here. But to get these at 24,000, there's 24 of them. So 1,000, oh, here's a date. Okay. 1,000 yen each to get these. This was insane. Okay, first, what we've got here, again, this is a poetry surimono. We're seeing the image that they have asked the Woodbot Print Workshop to prepare. Then each poem has the person's name below it. Now, these aren't real names. These are the name in the group, the handle name. What do you call it? A nickname for the group. And we have a date. And what we've got here is, if I can remember some of these. I put a link up before. You all know the zodiac, the 12 animals of the zodiac. For dates in Japan, you need the zodiac 12, but then how do you know it goes around 12 by 12 by 12 by 12? So if I tell you it's the year of the rat, or this one actually, it's Tora. This is the year of the tiger. So this is Tora, this is tiger, year of the tiger. But then that doesn't tell you which of it could be 12 years earlier, 12 years earlier, 12 years earlier. So for that, you need the first part. And the Chinese calendar had a group of 10 terms that repeated. So there's a situation with 10 repeating and 12 repeating, and 10 and 12 not multiplied together. It's called the LCD, lowest common denominator, is 60. So there's a cycle of 60 years, and this is the Tsuchinoe Tora. So Tsuchinoe is one of the groups of 10, Tora is one of the groups of 12, and I don't remember all these, of course, but one of the links I put there, here's the thing, here you are. Here's your 10 stems, these are the Chinese ones, and what we're looking at in this print is this one, Bo or Tsuchinoe. Tsuchinoe. And then you combine this with the animal that we know from the zodiac. And we have here, where is it? Tiger, Tora. And there's the kanji, Tora. So this is Tsuchinoe Tora no Haru. And Haru, spring, means just simply that's the new year. So how do I know what year this is, though? We move along now to the next reference which we need. I put the links to these. I'll put the links again at the end of this cycle. And there's the cycle of 60. It starts. There's 60 in the cycle, and again, I wouldn't remember, but Tsuchi. Let's just muck around till we find it here. Here it is. Tsuchinoe Tora. And those are the same two characters, Tsuchinoe, Tora. Those are the same ones, Tsuchinoe, Tora, no Haru. So that's the 15th year of the 60-year cycle. So this is a mathless, back to school, get your pencils ready. And then for the last step, you need a table, and 15th year, it could be 1818. There's no way this print is as old as 1818, but the next time the cycle came around, it was 1878. And bingo, so that's our dating on this print. This is 1878. A replica from a poetry session that was done in 1878. There's 12 prints collected from group members, carved and printed as a beautiful surimono. 1878. Nice, nice. For 1,000 yen. Boy, I will consider that to be a very nice bargain. They don't all have dates on those, so let's just poke through a little bit more. This next one too. No dates on this one. Beautiful, beautiful carving. My God. What a treat. Oh, this one's different. Okay, I saw this on the auction page. This is a surimono, but this isn't. It's neither of those two. This is not a presentation announcement, nor is it a collection of poetry. This is simply somebody's New Year card. New Year card. And it doesn't have the year date on it, because when you get a New Year's card from somebody, it doesn't matter. All you know is New Year. And it says Shogatsu. This is sho, tadashi, correct, the kanji. And this is tsuki. And I'm running out of gas here. I would have thought gan from moto, but I don't know. No, I can't read that. And we have some nice embossing. Look at this, look at this, look at this. A bit of a dorky crane, I think. Again, I think I said the same thing about a horse the other day. We had a kind of a dorky horse. And there's a poem on it, which I'm not going to read. I can read one character, hare, akarui, bright. Sorry, I'm not even going to try and read the rest. And why this is blacked out? Look at this. I don't know what's going on. There's a... Are they cartouches? That doesn't make any sense. No idea. There's nothing embossed on them. What does it mean? I don't know. This is super soft. You can see the paper. It's just feathering up. I have to really be careful how I handle these. Really be careful. Another one similar. It'd be the same person, same workshop. You can see it here. Shogatsu Futsuka, the second day of the new year. Yeah, this would have been for a meeting. On the first day of the new year, you don't go anywhere. It's at home with New Year's. You might go to the temple. But starting on the second day, you could visit people and have gatherings and have parties. There's embossing again. These are turtles. Look. Embossed turtles. And again, they must be referred to in the poem. And this is softer than any toilet paper or whatever. It's super, super soft, beautiful washi. $24 of them. Again, same. This matches exactly. Look at this. This must have been a collection of New Year's cards from the same guy. Shogatsu Futsuka in the same calligraphy. And I've got no idea what this is. This is, I don't know. I don't recognize this at all. Maybe somebody will know what this is. I do not. Oh, this. Okay, when I saw this auction, there was a bunch of the photographs were fairly clear and a bunch of the photographs were blurred. And this one was blurred. And we need to, this one I think is old. This is old as in capital O, capital L, capital D. And it's got a date. Let's see if we can get the date on this. It was totally blurred out on the auction. 3 characters, this is the same thing. It's no haru, it's spring. This is a New Year's print. It's so soft. Look at this, the paper is dissolving. I can't read this. This is not one of the normal. Oh, it's on. This is different. Okay, there's 2 ways to do dates. The way we just showed you with the kanji system, the Chinese character from the 10, then the character from the 12. Another way to do dates is with the nengo. Nengo, like this is currently, it's Reiwa, that's the nengo. The one before this was Heisei, and they go back and back and back and back and back and back. This is a ningo, and it starts with the character we know as yasu, an. And I do not remember. Excuse me while I look this up. Hang on a sec. Japanese calendar ningo. There are hundreds of these. An. Here it is. 1854, Ansei. So, Mr. Scott, here we are. Ansei. And that page, that's this page. It has a reference to all these things. Now, that's when Ansei started, 1854. Which year is it? Ansei only had like 6 or 7 years. I can't read the third one. It'll be an old-fashioned version of a number. So this will say Ansei 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I think it only went up to 6. I cannot read that, I'm sorry. 4 maybe, I don't know. There's archaic ways of drawing the numbers, and I don't know them. Anyway, 1854 is the earliest this could be, up to 1858. This is a treasure. This is a treasure. 9 poems, 1850s. I am so glad we got this auction, and this stuff's in nice condition. John saying Kome 9. Kome? Is that what you think it says? I'm not sure what you're saying there, but whatever. And so this, what they've done here, because they've made the thing, it's a single sheet of paper, but it's made to look like one sheet of paper laying on top of another sheet. You can see the corners here. This is actually only one piece of paper, but it's in imitation of one paper on another. And the back one has been done with a vermilion pigment. It looks like the one we call tan, and it is heavily oxidized. It oxidizes to sort of a silvery finish. It's like some kind of mercury compound. Sulfuretted mercury, I think somebody said to me one day. And this has, after 170 years, this has oxidized like crazy. So this would have been vermilion with a pattern. It's vermilion with an embossed pattern. And part of it, the vermilion has really oxidized heavily. I do not want to handle this thing too much. This should not be handled. It's really super soft paper. We are going to put this in a folder and leave it alone. That's a treasure. This alone, it's not worth as much as I paid for the auction. I paid $224,000, so about $240. This isn't worth that much, but actually close to it. This print alone is worth about what that is. Oh, look at this. 2 the same. That is fun. 2 of the same. Why would the guy have 2 of them? We're going to go through it. It's already 9:30. Let's keep moving. There's so much to explore here. So much. I don't know a tenth of what we're seeing here. Most of these are the poetry type of surimono, yeah. They're not so much the announcement types, they're the poetry types. Yeah, having 2 from the same run, this is interesting to compare, you know. They're on slightly different paper. I wonder. So they could have been made at different times. I know this isn't one such example, but what we see sometimes in historical surimono is you will see a picture with a group of poems on it, and then later you might see another one, the same picture with a different group of poems. So in other words, the woodblock print workshop has carved it and resold the same thing to different people. And maybe it would have been cheaper for the second group. Hey, we've got this set of blocks already carved. You want to use these? It'll be half price. The guys will say, sure, whatever, who cares? Here's another date. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. So delicate. This is going to be another old one. This is going to be another old one. Winter scene. Okay, let's have a look. Can we get in here? Again, on the auction page, there's no way this just was not readable. How can we? I don't know if I can read this. I've practiced these 12. The second one is hitsuji. It's the one they sometimes call sheep and sometimes called goat. The second one is hitsuji. Get the stuff out. Here's my cheat list here. Here's the list of the characters. It's there. It's, no, what is it? It's keep. Which one is it? I don't know. Which one is it? I think it's Tsuchinoto. Tsuchinoto Hitsuji. Tsuchinoto Hitsuji Haru. I think. So go back to our cheat sheet. Tsuchinoto Hitsuji. Tsuchinoto Hitsuji. There we are. Tsuchinoto Hitsuji. It's number 56 in the cycle. And 56 in the cycle would be 1859 or 1919. There's no way this is 1919. There we are, 1859. 1859. That's getting back there. That's getting back there. That's pre-Meiji. This is late Edo. I am so happy to get these. So happy. All carved, every scrap of this is delicately carved. It's not perfectly printed. You can see a tiny error here. Look at this. The guy's got this block of all the printing rubbing with his baron, and this part is quite light, but right at the end of it, it's a bit heavy. These birds would be on a different block. The calligraphy would be on a block by itself. And he's just got a bit too heavy at the end of the line here. Beautiful. What a treasure. Absolute treasure. Absolute treasure. Let's zip along. Zip along. Another one. I don't know, we can't really sit here and do all these dates. I'm sorry, that's not what this stream is for. So let's just do one more. I will try and figure them all out. We're going to shoot these, of course, and put them on the stream. Absolutely. Okay, this is easy. I know this one. This is Kinoto. Again, Hitsuji. This is Kinoto. And then Hitsuji, again, sheep. And then again, Haru. So we can get this one easily. Back to the sheet. There's people that know this. I can't remember these. Here we are. Kinoto Hitsuji. It's number 32. Back to the cheat sheet. Number 32, 1835 or 1895. This is later. There's no way it's 1835. 1895. 1895. Okay, let's move along. Let's move along. Oh, this one I saw in the photograph. You could read it in the photograph. I have no idea what this is about. There's no date on it, but we have here. This is fun. We have here 5 couples. These are like a man. It's a Yamazaki-san, and it says Tsuma, his wife. And we can read some of this. Her name is Seki. Her name is Fuji. This is something. But they're listed as their ages. And their ages here, and I'll read this one. 143 歳. This person is 143 years old, it says here. And his wife is 139 歳, 139. And their names are listed as a couple. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Next one, 112, and she's 109. Next one, he's 92, she's 89. This person is 70, she is 68, and he's only 41, and she's only 39. And I have no idea what this is about. I have no idea what this is about. And they're different names. They're different surnames. I haven't a clue, and I can't read enough of this. There's another Nengo, Bun, this one I know, Bunsei. I think that's Bunsei. Back to the cheat sheet, Bunsei. 1818, but there's no way. This is not a print from 1818. They're just referencing something back in history. And Rose-san is going to have fun trying to figure out what this is. Talking about a 143-year-old man and his 139-year-old wife. I've got no idea. No idea. Okay, let's zip. Oh, this one, look at this. This would have been gold and silver. What you're seeing as brown here is oxidized akakimpun. It's bronze, oxidized bronze. Okay, we're going to move along. This is going to take hours. Let's move along. Another New Year card. That looks more modern. Losing their ability to carve the delicate calligraphy there. That's more modern or cheaper one. Another one, another date. We can read it again later. I can't sit here and go through all these dates. Oh, another twofer. Another twofer, but different coloring. Look. It's been printed at different times. Different calligraphy. This is exactly what I was talking about before. The publisher would sell the same thing twice. There's the same blocks for color, and yet the calligraphy is different. It's 11 different poems. "11 guys, look at this, look at this, look at this. This may have been a real custom job. 11 people and 11 poems. Yeah, David's Choice video. This would not make a bad David's Choice video if I organized this. Look at, what's he on a cell phone? What's happening? Look at that, 11 guys writing poetry. It's a New Year party. There's a pine tree. It's a New Year party scene. All these rich guys writing poetry, drinking sake, and one guy's on his cell phone over in the corner. Oh, too, they've got locations here. Hang on. I don't know if I can read some of these. Izumi, that's a name for a district down in the Kansai. This is Harima. Also, yeah, these are a bunch of dudes from the Kansai. Izumi, Harima, Bisen, Sagami's in Kanagawa though, just a minute. Yamato, an old word for the area near Nara. Mumble, can't read. Tanha, Tamba, Tango. Setsu. Well, I can read some. I started out well, but I stumbled. Interesting. So you got the names of the area, the places they are from. And it's got a date. It's got a date. We'll be able to figure this out. Okay. There is so much material in this package. So much material. Look at this. These are printed clearly at different times. Same block set, printed at different times. All right. Oh, okay. There's just a couple left. These were visible in the auction page. We may have trouble showing this here. This is, we're looking at only half of it. Oh, it's backed. Here is the full surimono. 1,000 yen. Look at this. And this is a major, major thing. This is a surimono club, not a surimono club, a poetry club. A bigger poetry group. And the leaders have called for, okay guys, we're making a special New Year print this year. Here's the theme. I want everybody to think about this, to hand in your poetry by November. We're sending it out to the printmaking workshop. Has to be ready for the New Year's party. And here you are. And this is one poem each from all the people in the group. They would have, of course, they would have paid their money to do this. What's the action? It must be some kind of shrine. You know, one of those like naked festivals where the priests throw out something into the shrine precincts and the guys all fight for it. Now, these will not be haiku. These will be, kyoka. The poetry used for these were kyoka. And the easy word to describe is satirical poetry. They were joke poems with a word twist or satirizing somebody or something. They weren't haiku. They weren't tanka or waka. They are kyoka. There's a date on this. Okay, we got to do one more date. I wasn't going to spend too much time on these dates, but let's do this. We have to figure out when this one is. I'm sorry about the time. I spoke too soon. We are not going to figure out the date. I don't recognize either of those characters. I don't recognize either of them. I'm sorry. Okay. Later. They're not part of the standard 10-12 rotation. So there's another way that maybe it's an Nengo. I don't know. But it's within the date range that we've seen. I mean, going by the print itself, it's within the date range. 1880s, maybe 1890s. And I do not want to fold this back and forth too much. And then the last one in the package, this was on the, 2 copies. And it's a similar concept to what we just saw. 2 copies. What should we do with this? Maybe, who knows? Oh, the date's really smudged here. Maybe, wait a minute, we have one more copy. It's readable. We have a backup copy. I can't read the first. Let's see this. Oh, I can even read this without help. It's Hitsuji again. They're sheep. Hitsuji no shoka. Shoka is hajime, early, starting summer. So it's early summer of Hitsuji. But again, we don't know which one. So it's a 12-year cycle, but they haven't told us which one of those 12 years it is. So I don't know. Hitsuji, that could be 1919. No, it's not that old. Hitsuji before that, 1907. No. 1895, I don't think so, but we're getting closer. 1883 or 1871, somewhere around there. 1871 or 1883 would be one of those would be the best chance for this. Actually, if you were really, really interested in studying this, what you will see then is these guys who are doing this with their handle name, you'll see the names come again and again and again if you're studying the poetry. So Mr. Such and Such, who's got his handle name here, he may also be in this one, and he may also be in another one. So you could work out when that particular guy was doing this, which helps find out which of those 12-year groups this would be in. So there we are. That's the end of our stack here. Wonderful, wonderful. What a fabulous, fabulous treasure. We are going to really take care of these well. We are going to shoot them, document them. Let's put that oldest one. I think this is the oldest one in the group. Let's put this on top. And I'm so happy to have got this. Basically, from my point of view, we're sort of rescuing this stuff. This has just been in a drawer somewhere. Nobody knows what it is. The guy sold it on auction. He had no clue what it was. We've scooped it up cheaply, but we are now going to really take care of these things well. Starting this morning, they will be preserved carefully. No one will ever touch them again. We'll take our pictures next week. We'll do this quite soon. We might make a video on this. And we will start spreading what we can about the knowledge on this. So it's been really random here today. I'm sorry, I'm making this up as I go along. I only had the rough, bad quality photographs from the net to go on. But we have a real stunning find today. We have a real stunning find. It's always a pleasure to get prints that are this old, and to know that they have now come to the safest place they could possibly go to. I mean, if they went to the British Museum or something, they're just going to go in a drawer and nobody would ever see them again. They get listed in the catalogue. They're not going to make videos about it. They're just going to go and sit in a drawer in the British Museum. But they've come here, where we are going to be talking and talking and talking and showing. So this piece of paper, this piece of paper, today is your lucky day. Today is your lucky day. You've been waiting 170 years, and now, he's going to be looked at and studied and explained and enjoyed by many, many more people that would ever have seen it. You know, a 9-member poetry group, they make these things, exchange among themselves, and it goes in a drawer and never, ever, ever gets seen again. This is your lucky day. Okay, today's Monday. Look at the time. I'm sorry it's gone overrun, but whatever. Look at the time. I will be back here 3 days from now on Thursday, and I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I'll be doing something, carving, printing, sizing, probably carving, but I'm not sure what on, because this current job will be finished by then. But I'm not sure. We have lots of show and tell backed up upstairs. Lots more. I will be more reasonable with the show and tell next Thursday. Okay, sorry about the chaos today, but it's all for a good cause. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in 3 days from now, Thursday morning. Bye for now. I'll put up the outside, I guess, just for another minute here. Or the Korean hot dog place is open. They've got their stuff outside. It's going to be another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I want to go for a walk this afternoon, but I can't. The Awagami rep is coming over. I've got to stay around for that. Okay, anyway, we'll shut off now. Bye for now. See you next time.